Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a holiday makeup look, but we're going to use all drugstore makeup. So some of this is products you've seen me use before, and some of it I've picked up recently and I wanted to use it today, but it's all affordable. It's all from the drugstore, so I hope you enjoy. And if you are new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty and makeup content here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I'm posting every day in December this month. So I hope you'll subscribe. And I did do a holiday look at the very beginning of the month that I will link, but most of what I used in that video was high-end makeup. So I thought we would do another holiday look with affordable. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm excited. I have so many fun things in front of me. First thing I'm gonna do is my brows. I'm gonna use e.l.f. brow lift and apply this first. So I'm just gonna get some on a spoolie and brush this through my brows. I might have gotten too much. But yeah, I'm really excited about this video because like I said, I have a few things that I haven't used before that I'm really excited to try. For a primer, I'm actually gonna use two. I was gonna use this one from NYX, but I'm actually thinking I'm going to use the Power Grip from e.l.f. and apply this. I have to film a lot after this, so I kind of want my makeup to stay all day. Okay, and then I'm going to apply a little bit of the e.l.f. Halo Glow in shade number 3. And I'm just going to tap that in with a damp sponge. I'm actually going to apply a little bit of this. This is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer, but it's in a green color. I actually bought this for my full face of Catrice in Essence, and I forgot that I had it and didn't end up using it for that video, so I figured we'll use it in this one. And I don't always love a green concealer. Sometimes I think they can do a little something, but I don't know. I don't always think they make like a huge difference, but I figured I'll just use a little bit on my cheek area and see if it works or if it does anything. I'm gonna use this Sephora brush and just tap this in. Sometimes I find, and maybe it's just if you apply too much of it, these green color correctors can make you look kind of gray. So you have to apply them kind of sparingly, but I do think it kind of toned it down right there. I'm not as red on this side as I am over here, so we'll try this. And it doesn't take it away, but it just can kind of help tone it down a little bit. Let's move on to color corrector under the eyes. I'm gonna use this one. This is the Flower Beauty color corrector. I ordered this a while back. I have tried it. I don't love the color of it. I was actually gonna do a whole video on this corrector, but I used it and I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. But we'll try it again today and see what we think. It's mainly the color that wasn't my favorite. So this is light peach. It looks like this. And usually my main thing with color correcting for under the eyes is it has to be the right shade. And I felt like this shade was a little bit light, but we'll try it again and see. It was a while ago when I tried it initially. Maybe I should have gotten medium peach. I don't know. I think this one comes in 3 shades, medium, deep, and dark. But I figured we can try it again and see what we think. It's a pretty thick consistency. It's almost like a putty consistency. But yeah, the consistency on this was nice. It wasn't really the product itself that I wasn't crazy about. It was more the color. But I don't know. Today it looks a little bit better. We'll see. there it is. I mean, today it looks pretty good. It doesn't look super, super light. Maybe it was another corrector I'm thinking of that I tried. I try so many sometimes. I get them confused. But this one doesn't look bad. I mean, it's not a super full coverage. I would say it's like a light medium, even though it's in a pot form. But yeah, it doesn't look bad. For foundation, I'm kind of torn. I was gonna use the Catrice again, but I also have this. This is Neutrogena, the Healthy Skin liquid foundation. And the reason I bought this is because I have seen so many people all over social media talking about drugstore foundations and the best ones. And I've seen many people say that this is like the best they've tried. Yeah, let's do this. So I have the shade 40 Nude. So it does not come with a pump, which is unfortunate. Okay, let me shake it up first. This does have SPF in it. It has SPF 20. So I'm gonna, oh yeah, see, and this is why I don't like, I hate it when there's no pump. I just got way too much out. It looks like this is gonna be a pretty good shade match for me. I'm gonna use this Sigma F80 brush. Wow, I feel like this is actually a really good match for me, shade-wise. But yeah, I don't know much about this foundation other than I think it's been out for a very long time. But I know for a fact I have seen people on TikTok, Instagram, talking about drugstore foundations and how this is one of the best. And I've never tried it, so I'm excited to give this one a try. Okay, yeah, so the coverage is pretty good right off the bat. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more over here and see if it's buildable. So far, it's looking very promising. So here it is. I pulled my hair back because it was driving me nuts. Okay, so first impression is very pretty, you guys. Very, very pretty. Definitely pretty glowy. So I don't know about this for oily skin, although I will say I do have this underneath, so this is probably contributing to it. Finish is very, very pretty. Very pretty, and it's interesting. It's very, very lightweight feeling. The consistency of it almost kind of reminds me of NARS Light Reflecting. It's very pretty though. Not a ton of coverage. I would say like a very light medium, because I did build up quite a bit in this area. And you can definitely still see my skin peeking through, but it looks very pretty, very natural. For concealer, I'm gonna go in with this one from Catrice. So this is the True Skin, the high coverage concealer. So this is their newer concealer. This was their original one from my understanding. So I'm gonna take the shade Cool Rose and apply this under the eyes. I only used this a few times since I did my Catrice and Essence video, but I do like it. Okay, I'm gonna blend this in with the Sigma F03. This concealer gives really great coverage, especially if you let it sit for 30 to 45 seconds before you blend it. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of the same concealer but in a different shade, and I'm gonna add just a little bit of this right here. That's really the only place I can see my redness peeking through. So I'm gonna try applying a little bit of that and see if that works. Let's move on to bronzer slash contour. So I have the NYX Wonder Stick, and I've wanted to try this since it came out, but I just bought it recently from Ulta and I want to try it today. So this has a contouring shade on one end and then a highlight on the other. Go ahead and swatch this for you. So this is shade light medium, which looks like that. And then the highlight side looks like this, and it's more of like a pinky, almost rose gold highlight. But I mainly bought this for the contour side just because I'm very curious about it. So I know they always say you're supposed to draw these things on. However, I just find that that doesn't usually work out for me. But I don't know. Maybe I can try it on one side. We'll do half and half. So I'm going to draw it on this side and we will hope for the best. This looks like a pretty cool tone, so we'll see how it is for contouring. And I'm just gonna tap this in with my BK Beauty 109. Okay, that blended pretty well, you guys. I do think this color, if I did not have any self-tan on, this color might be like a tiny bit dark. I also think the same for that Neutrogena foundation because I do have self-tan on the rest of my body right now. So my neck is a lot deeper than it normally is. But for right now, this color is good. Trying to really get it in there in my hairline. I have a very stubborn hairline. A lot of products like don't want to go in there. I don't know why, but I have a really hard time with some things like not wanting to blend into my hairline. But that looks pretty nice. Okay, let's do the opposite on the other side. So I'm going to take that 109 brush and just get some of the product on there and just tap it on. This is a great brush for bronzer or contour, but the shape of this, if you can find a brush that kind of hugs your face like this, it makes applying bronzer and contour products really easy because you're literally like kind of pressing up against your cheekbone. And the size is perfect. I love it. It applied pretty well both ways, which is nice. Okay, I'll do this side. Let me know if you've tried these from NYX. I feel like I haven't heard many people talk about them. They've been out for a little bit now. They're not like super new, but I feel like they're definitely newer to NYX. Ooh, yeah. I kind of like this, you guys. Let me know what you think, but I'm kind of liking it. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit on my jawline and blend with that same little BK Beauty brush. I'm gonna go in with a powder blush today, and I have 3 of them pulled out, so we might even do like a mixture of them, but I'm gonna start with this one. This is Neutrogena Healthy Skin in the shade Rosy. Just a really light rosy pink. It has a little bit of radiance to it. I'm gonna use the Morphe A22 brush and go in and apply this. This is a beautiful blush. Highly underrated from Neutrogena in my opinion. I just wish they would come out with more shades. That is my only gripe with this, is they need more shades because this shade is not going to show up on a lot of like deeper medium to deep skin tones. Even a true medium skin tone, this is not going to show up a ton, I feel like. But the formula is very good. It's very pretty. They need more shades. I really like it though. Okay, so that is the shade, or the only shade, Rosy. And then I also have these sitting out here. This is Flower Beauty in Wild Rose, and then Maybelline in Mauve. Maybe I'll wait and maybe add those towards the end if I feel like I want it. But let's go ahead and powder now. So I am gonna use the Maybelline Fit Me powder in Translucent. Let me look at this foundation again now that it's had a minute. Looks good. Okay, so I feel like it has definitely set down a little bit. It definitely doesn't look as glowy as it looked initially. I'm gonna use this Sephora 55 brush and set my face. Yeah, I feel like that foundation definitely did kind of dry down. Okay, and I'm actually not gonna set under my eyes. I set this concealer before when I used it, but I haven't tried it without setting it. So I'm just gonna leave it as is for right now, and we'll kind of see at the end what we think of it. But I'm also gonna take a little bit of this Milani Silky Matte Bronzer and just add a little bit of this to the perimeter of my face. So I'm gonna take the 111 from BK Beauty and just kind of add a little bit of this over the top of that Wonder Stick from NYX. Okay, I'm actually gonna set my face with the Milani Make It Last spray. I wish they would change the mister on this. The mister is a little too much for me. But I've been doing this lately with my makeup, setting it with a setting spray after I've like done the base. So now I'm gonna fill in my brows with my CoverGirl pencil. I'm just gonna probably speed through this and put music over it, and then we'll move on to the eyes. Okay, let's move on to the eyeshadow. So I finally bought this, you guys, the Milani Eyeshadow Primer. I've had so many people tell me I needed to try this, and I just never bought it. Finally have it, so I'm excited to test this out. I don't know if I can open it. I would love to have a drugstore primer that I really like. And I guess I haven't tried too many drugstore primers. I'm gonna take a brush and get some and apply it like this. First, you could probably use your finger for this. I just tend to use brushes. Okay, so it did even out my eyelid. I was thinking for some reason it was gonna be more translucent, but it actually did have a little bit of color, which is nice. Let me do the other eye. It's very thin feeling, the formula. Kind of feels moussey when you squeeze it out, but then when you apply it, it's definitely very thin, easy to apply. Let's move on to the eyeshadow. I did go ahead and put some powder under my eyes. I wasn't going to, but since I've never used this palette before, I don't know how much fallout there's gonna be, so I don't want a ton of fallout getting stuck under my eyes, so I did put a little bit of this on over my concealer. Now let's go into this palette. I'm so excited to use this. I am gonna go into this peachy color right here called Lil Nougat. It's a cute name. Okay, and I'm gonna use this all over. So I'm gonna apply this on the lid and up to just kind of set that primer down. Next, I'm gonna go into this shade called Praline. Yeah, Praline. It's a lighter, warmer brown. And I'm gonna apply this in the crease. Oh yeah, that has a lot of pigment. And then I'm gonna kind of bring what's left down towards the lash line and kind of feather it over the lid. I have no idea what eye look I'm doing, to be honest. I don't buy a ton of ColourPop palettes, but every now and then they have one that just really speaks to me, and this was one of them. So that color looks a little more of an orangey brown when you put it on. Now, let me grab a different brush. I'm gonna take the 202 from BK Beauty. I'm gonna go into this shade called Oh Chip. It's a bit of a, still kind of warm, but not, it doesn't look quite as orangey as that first shade. So I'm gonna add this to the outer corner and kind of pull it over into the crease too, but I'm kind of focusing most of the color out here. I don't love how orangey it's still looking, so I'm gonna take that first shade we used again and that fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna go around and blend a little bit more and try to diffuse it out a little. In the pan, that praline color doesn't look that orange, but then I feel like on the eyes it pulls more orange, but this is kind of, I can already tell this kind of tones it down just a little bit. That's a good tip too. If you ever apply a shade and you feel like it's a little too much or more than you are wanting, you can either use a translucent powder, or you can always take the lightest matte shade in whatever palette that you're using and kind of go over it with a fluffy brush, and usually it's not going to take it away, but it will usually kind of tone down the color. I want to use this color. What is this? Amarette. This right here. This is definitely a cooler toned brown. So I'm going to add this again in the outer corner, and I switched to, oh yeah, that's a good color. I switched to a smaller brush. This is the 211 from BK Beauty. Oh yeah, that's a good chocolate brown. I'm just keeping my eye open because I have more of a hooded eye. So I want to make sure I place that color where I'm wanting it for when my eyes open. So I'm kind of placing it there. And then I'm going to take that 202 that we used earlier, and I'm just going to kind of lightly feather over it just to blend it a little bit. I don't want to blend it away, but I just want to kind of diffuse it a little bit. Okay, I think I want to use this color. It's a, what is this called? Vibe Check? Yeah, it's a metallic, cooler tone. It kind of looks almost like a grayish purple, but I'm not sure if I should use a brush or not. I guess I'll try it with a brush first. So I'm gonna switch to this 203 from BK Beauty. Normally this kind of shade I like my finger, but I kind of want to try it with a brush and just see. And I'm gonna kind of tap over like the edge of that darker brown we applied, and just kind of tap over. I'm not going to take it all the way over. Just wanted to apply a little bit. Oh yeah, that worked with a brush actually. I'm going to add a little bit of shimmer here, but I want to save that inner portion of the lid for another shimmer. I'm going to take the fluffy brush we used and go over those as well. And I'm like barely touching my eye. I hold the brush pretty far out because that allows me to have a really, really light hand with this. I'm gonna actually spray my brush, I think. And I'm gonna use this shade, this gold shimmer called Honeycomb Crunch. I love the names of these shades. Okay, I'm gonna use that Milani spray. And again, we may end up doing a finger instead, but I'm gonna try it with a brush first. And I'm gonna apply this in the portion of the lid where we haven't really applied much. So this inner portion, and kind of arch it over. Okay, that is pretty. Love that. And actually these are applying, or this color and the previous color are applying really well with a brush, which is nice because a lot of the times I find these types of shades really need your finger, but this one is working really, really well. I'm thinking, since this is more of a holiday look, I'm going to take the lighter shade, this, what is it called? Champagne Truffle. Yeah, this shade. And I'm going to use my finger with, oh yeah. Okay, I'm going to use my finger with this and pop that right in the center of the lid and kind of bring it out. Oh yeah, okay, that is beautiful. Ooh, you guys, I am loving this eye look. Okay, now I'm gonna go into this shade again, the first peachy shade, and I'm gonna get some more on the brush this time. I'm gonna use a fluffy brush from Morphe, the one we've been using, and I'm gonna go around and blend very lightly. Oh my gosh, this is a beautiful eye look. I think my memory card filled up while I was filming the last clip, but what I did was I took the darkest brown in the palette, so 90% cacao, and I used a little angled brush and I did a little bit of a wing on my eyes. I think that's all I missed, so sorry about that. Memory card has so much stuff on it, keeps filling up. Okay, for the lower lash line, I am gonna take, this shade, Amourette, and I'm gonna apply this very lightly on the lower lash line, but I'm kind of focusing it on the outer half because I don't want it to get too dark. And then I think that's all I'm gonna do as far as eyeshadow. The only other thing I kind of want to try is this from Physicians Formula. This is the Ultra Fine Liquid Liner in the shade Brown. And I wanted to use this to kind of go over the wing that I made with that shadow. Because I did that a few videos ago. I forget what video it was now, but I did that and I put liquid liner over it, and you guys said that it really made the liner kind of stand out. So I wanted to try this from Physicians Formula and see how it is. So, ooh, it has a nice little thin tip on it. This is my way of doing liquid liner. Essentially, I'm cheating because I'm applying it first and then going over it with this instead of just going in directly, because that is really, really hard to do. So I'm just gonna go over what I've already laid down. And it really does just kind of intensify it. I think I really like the tip of this. It's very fine, which is very, very nice, especially if you are not the best with liquid liner. I feel like liquid liner is difficult for a lot of people. Okay, I really like this from Physicians Formula. The tip is really, really fine, so it's not as difficult to get like really, really tiny, precise places. That's pretty good. For mascara, I'm gonna use Lash Princess from Essence, but I'm gonna quickly apply a little bit of the primer. Okay, and now I'm gonna go in with Essence Lash Princess. This is the purple one, which is the Sculpted volume. Okay, that mascara is like very, very clumpy. I'm not sure. I'm guessing it may be from the primer. So I'm taking a clean spoolie and kind of combing through. Okay, yeah, that helped a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I know my primer is getting on the old side. So that may be what it is, but I don't know. I can't make up my mind about this Essence mascara. Okay, yeah, extremely clumpy. Try to fix this side. Last, for the lips, I have one of these from Maybelline, the Vinyl Superstay ink. I don't know if this color is gonna, well, maybe it will work. This is the shade Cheeky. Ooh, it's a very pretty shade. Kind of a rosy pink. Yeah, I really want to try it, so. Okay, I'm gonna go in with NYX Nude Truffle. And then, gosh, where's the lip? Okay, right here. This is the shade Cheeky. I think these are supposed to be more of a glossy liquid lip. I know you're supposed to shake it really good, so let me shake it. Ooh, wow. Okay, this doesn't feel like a traditional liquid lipstick at all. It's very thin feeling. Almost kind of velvety. Ooh, okay, that's nice. Kind of want to give it a second and see how it sets down. So while I'm waiting on that, I'm gonna take a little bit of the Maybelline blush in Mauve. It's a little more of a cooler toned pink. So I'm just gonna add just a little bit of this on over that Neutrogena blush. Okay, yeah, that lip does not feel like it's gonna move at all. It feels very thin. I'm gonna spray my face. And I think, believe it or not, we are finally done. All right, you guys, this is the final look. I know this is gonna be a long video. Editing Blair is gonna not be happy as I'm editing this because I know I've been filming forever. But you guys, I love how this makeup turned out. I was just looking at it up close in my mirror and the eyes, I love this. I had a feeling I was gonna love this chocolate palette just because it really stood out to me as soon as I saw it, but this palette is beautiful. Very good quality. I just love all the tones together. I love how it's all those bronzy chocolatey tones. This is a beautiful palette. I mean, I have no complaints at all. The only shade I didn't absolutely love was Praline. It was a little bit orangey, but next time I'd probably just maybe tap in one of the cooler toned browns with it to kind of tone down the warmth a little bit. But other than that, 10 out of 10. Love that. And the eyeliner. That liner, if you're wanting a drugstore option, I don't even know where it is. I have so many products in front of me. That is a good eyeliner. Very good. Love it. Let's see, what else did we try? The foundation. Okay. The foundation looks really good, you guys. It looks very pretty and natural. Like, I still see a little bit of a glow, but not too much of a glow, if that makes sense. I mean, it looks very good. The bronzer, that Wonder Stick, very impressed with this. Let me know if you've tried this, but I'm very impressed. Really like that. Let's see, what else did we try? Oh, the eye primer. I'm wondering if the reason I like the eye look so much has anything to do with that primer, because the eyes look really good. I'm very excited. So many people over and over have told me to try this from Milani, so I'm happy that I finally did. Oh, the lip. Okay. The lip I really like. I like the color. I can tell it's not going anywhere. I can just tell by the feel of it. I'm not usually a matte lip kind of girl, but I don't hate this. I don't hate this. I wish the color was a little bit, I don't know, maybe a little bit warmer, not so mauve-y, but it's not bad and it feels pretty good. I'll let you know in the comments or in the description box if it lasts well on my lips. Overall, I really love how this turned out, and I'm just really happy with this. I feel like this is definitely a look I would recreate for any special occasion, for the holidays, or just any occasion you have coming up. I really love how this look turned out. I had a lot of fun filming this, so I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Everything will be listed and linked below for you as always. If you do purchase anything through my links, I do make a small commission, so thank you so much if you do choose to do that. It helps support me and my channel. And make sure you're following me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1. And I will see you tomorrow for another video. Remember, simply be you.